and show. Unknown director named Stanley Kubrick offered him a controversial script. Paths of Glory was about the French military needlessly risking lives in World War I. Douglas made an anti-war film so disturbing that the French military protested, and it was not shown in France until the 1970s. In the 1950s, Kirk Douglas was in the prime of his prolific career. Kirk then began rehearsals for another epic, the most important film of his career, Spartacus, the story of a slave who led a bloody rebellion against the ancient Romans. Kirk related to the story of the underdog who would be martyred for his cause. As the producer, he recruited the best draws of the day: Laurence Olivier, Tony Curtis, Charles Laughton, Peter Ustinov, and as his love interest, Gene Simmons. Kirk again hired 30-year-old Stanley Kubrick to direct. The shooting was a massive undertaking. For a battle scene shot in Spain, Kirk borrowed an entire unit of the Spanish Army. In hiring the legendary Dalton Trumbo to write the script, Kirk Douglas also altered the course of Hollywood history. The McCarthy hearings still cast a shadow over 1950s Hollywood, and Dalton Trumbo, like other writers accused of being communists, was blacklisted. The studios would not openly hire blacklisted writers. They could only work secretly, using pseudonyms.
It was a time where there was a lot of fear, and also studio heads were frightened. And a lot of people's lives were ruined, and a lot of jobs were lost, and it was a very bad time.
After the film was made, Douglas and Kubrick debated what name should be used to credit Dalton Trumbo, the assumption being that they had to lie. Kubrick volunteered to take the credit, which annoyed Douglas.
And they banded around several names, and finally Kirk looked up and said, "Wait a minute. Let's put Dalton Trumbo's name. What are they going to do to me? Are they going to shoot me, execute me, give me a cigarette and a blindfold? This picture's made. Universal's going to put it out. I'm putting Dalton Trumbo's name on there." And he did.
It was a very important step in breaking the grip of the blacklist on Hollywood. I think Douglas was certainly a shrewd man, probably judged that the climate was shifting in such a way that he could make this act, but that's not to take anything away from the act.
Kirk was risking a public boycott of Spartacus and isolation in Hollywood.
He's got a lot of guts, Kirk. I mean, he's not afraid to try, to do what might be unpopular if he thinks it's right.
Kirk had gambled his reputation, and it paid off. There was no significant backlash against Spartacus. Other producers soon followed his example.
With one cut of a sword, he cut that Gordian knot, and the blacklist was over.
The incident was emblematic of Kirk Douglas's approach to life, the ultimate outsider who could make Hollywood play by his rules. But in the next decade, Kirk was to learn he couldn't have everything he set his sights on.
Kirk Douglas on Biography this week.